Minister and senior BJP leader Manoj Sinha to be new Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir. President Ramnath Kovind accepts resignation of Girish Chandra Murmu. RBI announces policy repo rate and reverse repo rate to be unchanged. RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das says accommodative stance of monetary policy to continue while ensuring inflation remains within target going forward. Eight dead, 41 others injured after fire breaks out at COVID-19 hospital in Ahmedabad. Police and forensic team probe into the reasons. Prime Minister extends condolences to bereaved families, announces expenditure of 2 lakh rupees each to next of kin of the deceased and 50,000 rupees each to the injured. Floodwaters inundate 2 new districts in Bihar. Total 16 districts affected with over 66 lakh population. 33 teams of NDRF and SDRF involved in rescue operations. Meanwhile, flood situation improves in Assam. Recovery rate improves further, reaches 67.62% with over 13,28,000 recoveries. Case fatality rate declines to 2.07%. Globally, cases crossed 1 crore 89 lakh mark with over 7 lakh fatalities. Hello and welcome to this edition of the news. I'm Rukma in our top story. President Ramnath Kovind has appointed BJP leader and former Minister of State for Telecom and Railways Manoj Sinha as the new Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir. He will replace the outgoing LG Girish Chandra Murmu. Born on the 1st of July 1959 in Mohanpura of Ghazipur district of eastern UP, Sinha has been actively involved in working for the backward villages of eastern Uttar Pradesh. His political career began when he was elected president of Banaras Hindu University Students' Union in 1982. He was elected to the Lok Sabha for the first time in 1996 and repeated the term in 1999. Sinha has been a member of the BJP National Council from 1989 to 1996. The President has appointed Manoj Sinha to be the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir with effect from the date he assumes charge of his office. Congratulating Sinha, Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar tweeted, I quote, "Congratulations to Shri Manoj Sinha for being appointed the new Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir." The Reserve Bank of India today opted for a status quo and left interest rates unchanged. RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das announced the decision of the bi-monthly Monetary Policy Committee today, in which the repo rate has been kept unchanged at 4% and the reverse repo rate is also unchanged at 3.35%. RBI Governor, while maintaining an accommodative stance of monetary policy to continue as long as necessary to revive growth and mitigate impact of COVID-19, ensures that inflation would remain within the target going forward.
The MPC sifted through domestic and global conditions and evaluated their unfolding impact on the overall outlook for India and the world. At the end of its deliberations, the MPC voted unanimously to leave the policy repo rate unchanged at 4% and continue with the accommodative stance of monetary policy as long as necessary to revive growth, mitigate the impact of COVID-19 while ensuring that inflation remains within the target going forward. The marginal standing facility rate and the bank rate remain unchanged at 4.25%. The reverse repo rate also stands unchanged at 3.35%.
The RBI Governor also said that borrowing costs in financial markets are at a decade's low. The rate of borrowing instruments has also softened.
Borrowing costs in financial markets have dropped to their lowest in a decade on the back of abundant liquidity. Interest rates on instruments like the 3-month treasury bill, commercial paper, and certificates of deposit have fully priced in the reduction in the policy rate and are in fact trading below the policy rate in the secondary market. Commercial papers of NBFCs have softened, rates have fallen to 3.4% on July 31st, 2020 for non-NBFC borrowers.
In Gujarat, in a post-midnight fire incident in the ICU of Shrey Hospital in Ahmedabad, nearly 8 patients lost their lives in the designated hospital in Navrang Extension. 41 others were injured. According to eyewitnesses, the fire broke out due to a short circuit. The fire has been controlled by fire tenders. Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani has announced ex gratia of 4 lakh rupees each to the families of the deceased and 50,000 rupees to the injured. Rupani has also ordered a probe into the incident and a report has been asked for within 3 days. Meanwhile, Shrey Hospital has been sealed. Other patients have been shifted to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Hospital. Prime Minister Narendra Modi
और फॉरेंसिक साइंस के अधिकारी कारणों की इंक्वायरी कर रहे हैं। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने इस समग्र घटना की जांच के आदेश दिए हैं कि जल्दी से जल्दी इस समिति के द्वारा इस घटना की इंक्वायरी हो और सच्चे कारणों को बाहर लाया जाए। अभी ये हॉस्पिटल बंद है, हमारे अधिकारी अंदर हैं, बाकी के पेशेंट्स सुरक्षित हैं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced ex gratia for the next of kin and for those who have been injured in the incident. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said, I quote, ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees each from PMNRF would be given to the next of kin of those who have lost their lives due to the hospital fire in Ahmedabad. 50,000 rupees each will be given to those injured due to the hospital fire. Saddened by the tragic hospital fire in Ahmedabad, Prime Minister Modi extended condolences to the bereaved families. He prayed for the injured to recover soon. The Prime Minister also spoke to Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani and Mayor of Ahmedabad Bijay Patel regarding the situation. PM Modi said that the administration is providing all possible assistance to the affected. President Ramnath Kovind has also tweeted. He said, sad to hear about the tragic fire accident at a hospital in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Thoughts and prayers with the bereaved families, wishing the injured an early recovery. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu expressed grief at the loss of lives in Ahmedabad fire incident. He tweeted, deeply pained by the loss of lives in a fire accident in a hospital at Ahmedabad in Gujarat, my heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families. I pray for the speedy recovery of the injured. Union Home Minister Amit Shah was anguished at the tragic incident in Ahmedabad. He expressed his anguish in a tweet and said, I quote, deeply anguished by the loss of lives due to the tragic fire accident at a hospital in Ahmedabad. My condolences and thoughts are with the affected families in this hour of grief, praying for the speedy recovery of those injured. And let's take a look now at the impact of novel coronavirus in India. According to latest figures by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, in India the total recoveries have reached 13,28,336, pushing the rate of recovery to 67.62%. COVID-19 response and management driven by the centre's test, track, treat strategy is yielding desired results. With this, the gap between active cases and those recovered has widened. The active coronavirus cases in the country now stand at 5,95,501. Case fatality rate has also dipped further to 2.07%. Carrying thick files of past reports to doctors would be bygone days soon. Your health records will just be a click away. The government is planning to implement the National Digital Health Mission. The mission is being seen as a complete digital health ecosystem with personal health IDs for every citizen, digitization of health records as well as a registry of doctors and health facilities across the country. Importantly, privacy of the patient will be safeguarded while registration will be completely a personal choice. Additional CEO of the National Health Authority, Dr. Praveen Gedam, tells us more.
इससे जनता को हेल्थ आईडी मिलेगा और इस हेल्थ आईडी का एडवांटेज ये रहेगा कि इस हेल्थ आईडी का और मोबाइल ऐप का या कंप्यूटर का यूज़ करके उनको मनचाहा डॉक्टर या अस्पताल वो चुन सकेंगे जो कि स्पेशलिटी है, अपना गांव है, सिटी है, उसके हिसाब से। दूसरी बड़ी एक प्रॉब्लम होती है कि बहुत लोगों के पास पुराने हेल्थ रिकॉर्ड रहते नहीं हैं, इसलिए ट्रीटमेंट में, डायग्नोसिस में काफ़ी डॉक्टर लोगों को थोड़ी असुविधा हो सकती है। तो इससे फ़ायदा ये होगा कि अपने हेल्थ रिकॉर्ड ये इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सिस्टम में उससे लिंक कर पाएंगे ताकि वो जब भी डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं तो पुराने सब हेल्थ रिकॉर्ड वो डॉक्टर को दिखा सकेंगे।
In Assam, the total lockdown of 7 days has been imposed in Tinsukia and Makum municipal wards. Strict lockdown will remain in force till the 11th of August. The district administration in Upper Assam has announced the lockdown in the district in view of a surge in COVID-19 cases. However, essential services within the mentioned areas will remain unhindered during this period. Meanwhile, Tinsukia District Administration has directed that rapid antigen tests for detection of COVID-19 will be carried out. The test is mandatory for all shopkeepers, employees and delivery persons to open their shops and other permitted establishments in all marketplaces. Police in Assam have been playing a proactive role in the fight against COVID-19 in the state, working day in and day out. The noble efforts of these corona warriors who recovered from COVID-19 to donate their plasma to treat other corona positive patients is indeed praiseworthy. We tell you more in this report.
A clarion call for plasma donation and the response is immediate. A close look at the tweets of the Assam Health Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma in the last few days, and one can understand the magnitude of the infection that has gripped Assam over the last fortnight. The tweets thank all those who have volunteered to come forward to donate plasma in the last few days. The response has been tremendous. Leading from the front has been the uniformed men of the state police. This crucial support was acknowledged by the police department in a solemn ceremony.
We had mooted the idea about donation of plasma. Accordingly, we had made an arrangement for a camp. It is also encouraging other forces now, including the Indian Army based out of Assam. So we are very glad that we are doing such a thing that is going to save human lives.
On its part, the police department has continued to create a unique support system for the uniformed men. Leading from the front is the Director General of Police himself, Bhaskar Jyoti Mahanta. Personal phone calls to the next of the kith and kin of the affected personnel. Proper quarantine facilities, ensuring proper medication and keeping the force motivated has been his mission in the last few months.
We have set up a system in the police headquarters as well as in the districts, wherein the help desk, we have trained them ourselves. Various help desks would call up each and every patient, a police patient in their COVID care center, hospitals and things, twice a day, and then ask them about their welfare, how they are feeling. If they are facing any health issues, then immediately we bring it to the knowledge of the doctor. We have arranged different kind of medications, and also their families are being contacted on a daily basis.
From more than 1,000 infections on a single day for almost 10 days in a stretch, it came down to just about 200 odd cases in the last few days. Much of the critical cases of recoveries have been attributed to plasma donations.
The noble attempt of the police personnel to donate their plasma can be seen as a crucial support to the healthcare delivery system in the fight against COVID-19, which is definitely stretched in these challenging times. Keeping themselves motivated, these corona warriors continue to battle it out with their normal duties and serve the people of the state which is indeed an inspiration to others. In Guwahati, with camera person Rubul, this is Dwena for DD News.
And let's now take a look at global updates on COVID-19. Globally, over 1,89,83,000 people are currently infected with the virus. COVID-19 has claimed the lives of over 7,11,000 people worldwide. The total recoveries worldwide are more than 1,21 lakh. The United States and Brazil remain the worst affected in terms of infections and fatalities. Starting with the US, the country has been the worst hit by the pandemic, with more than 49,73,000 cases and over 1,61,000 fatalities. This followed by Brazil, which has registered over 28,62,000 cases of COVID-19 and over 97,000 deaths. Looking at the death toll worldwide, the US and Brazil are followed by Mexico with over 48,000 fatalities and the UK with over 46,300 fatalities. Today marks the first death anniversary of much-loved senior BJP leader and former External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj. Remembering Sushma Swaraj, Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted, and I quote, "Remembering Sushma ji on her first Punya Tithi, her untimely and unfortunate demise has left many saddened. She served India selflessly and was an articulate voice for India at the world stage." Here's what Prime Minister Modi had spoken last year at a prayer meet in her memory.
सामाजिक, राजनीतिक, आध्यात्मिक भिन्न भिन्न जीवन के महानुभावों ने जो भाव व्यक्त किए हैं, मैं उसमें अपना स्वर मिलाता हूं। सुषमा जी के व्यक्तित्व के अनेक पहलू थे, जीवन के अनेक पड़ाव थे, और हम भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता के रूप में एक अनन्य निकट साथी के रूप में काम करते करते अनगिनत अनुभवों, घटनाओं, उसके हम जीवन साक्षी हैं। व्यवस्था के तहत, एक अनुशासन के तहत जो भी काम मिले उसको जी जान से करना और व्यक्तिगत जीवन में बहुत बड़ी ऊंचाई प्राप्त करने के बाद भी करना, जो भी अपने आप को कार्यकर्ता मानते हैं उन सब के लिए इससे बड़ी कोई प्रेरणा नहीं हो सकती है जो सुषमा जी के जीवन में हमने अनुभव किया है। इस बार जब उन्होंने लोकसभा चुनाव न लड़ने का फैसला किया, एक बार पहले भी ऐसा फैसला किया था, और वो अपने विचारों में बड़ी पक्की रहती थी।
A program conducted to pay homage to late BJP leader named Sushmanjali was conducted via video conferencing. Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar and many eminent personalities from the film fraternity like Kavita Krishnamurthy, Subhash Ghai, Mridula Sinha, Anup Jalota took part and paid tributes to the late BJP leader. Swaraj will always be remembered as someone who held a high-profile portfolio but stayed connected with the common man. Remembering her, Union INB Minister Prakash Javadekar said that Sushma Swaraj will always be remembered for being a prolific orator and a people's minister. Javadekar also said that she will continue to be an inspiration for him.
हमारे 40 साल की सहयोगी थी। 1980 में जब वो पार्टी में आई, तब हम युवा मोर्चा का काम करते थे, तो भाषा ग्रहण का उनको एक विशेष अंग था। तो ये आयाम भी उनके जीवन में था। प्रखर वक्ता थी ही, लोकसभा में हो, राज्यसभा में हो, और पब्लिक मीटिंग्स में हो, उनके भाषण के लिए लोग आतुर रहते थे, सुनते थे। अगर न बुलाते तो भी हम सुनने के लिए आ ही जाते। और वो सूचना प्रसारण मंत्री रही, फिल्म को उद्योग का दर्जा दिया, तो मेरे लिए तो वो आज भी मेरी गाइड है और हमेशा बनी रहेगी। इतना ही मैं कहूँगा, और मेरी भावभीनी आज सुषमांजलि।
Railway Minister Piyush Goyal also paid tributes to the eminent personality. In a tweet, he said, I quote, "Today it has been a year since Sushma Swaraj left us, but memories of her affection and simple nature are with us even today." Sushma Swaraj's demise has left a major void in Indian politics which can never be compensated. Tributes on her first death anniversary. The Supreme Court has adjourned the review petition filed by businessman Vijay Mallya on August 20th. The documents of Vijay Mallya have not been found in the file of this case in the court, due to which the hearing has been postponed. Mallya has sought a review of its 2017 order holding him guilty of contempt of court for transferring $40 million to his family. And in the Palghar Sadhu lynching case, the Supreme Court has asked Maharashtra government what has been done about the inquiry against the policemen involved. The Apex Court has also sought a copy of the charge sheets filed in the case. Solicitor General told the court media reports suggest that the charge sheets are more than 10,000 pages. Whether there is any policeman involved in the offence or was there dereliction of duty calling for disciplinary action, that has to be considered. Maharashtra government has informed the Supreme Court that 2 charge sheets have been filed and the 3rd charge sheet to be filed by Monday. The 3rd charge sheet related to attack on policemen when they went to arrest the accused. Next hearing will take place after 3 weeks. And a day after witnessing extremely heavy rainfall of the season, just within 12 hours, rainfall intensity is slightly reduced across Mumbai. And intense rainfall along with strong surface winds witnessed at isolated places across Mumbai for the past 3 hours. According to the Met Department, the intensity of rain is likely to reduce later in the day. Yellow alert by the Weather Bureau is already in place for Mumbai and neighbouring areas including Thane for today. Meanwhile, 15 teams of NDRF, including 4 teams in Mumbai, have been deployed in Maharashtra to deal with the heavy rain situation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray regarding the situation prevailing in Mumbai and surrounding areas due to heavy rainfall. The Prime Minister assured all possible support. Chief Minister Thackeray has asked BMC to stay on high alert and urged people to stay at home. He also reviewed the situation with district collectors. And parts of Karnataka continue to receive heavy rainfall. Bhagamandala in Kodagu district is facing a flood-like situation due to incessant heavy rains. Severe waterlogging is also being witnessed at many places, disrupting normal life. According to the Central Water Commission, the river Kaveri at Kudige in Kodagu district has crossed the danger level and is rising. The Commission has further said that the river Hemavati at Sakleshpur in Hassan district is also rising and is above the warning level. Heavy rains also lashed parts of Udupi district yesterday. Meanwhile, landslides occurred yesterday in Chikmagalur due to heavy rainfall. No loss of life or property has been reported so far. Overall, the IMD has predicted isolated heavy to very heavy showers likely over south interior and coastal Karnataka in the next 4 to 5 days. It further added that isolated extremely heavy falls likely over coastal Karnataka on 8th and 9th August. And in Bihar, the flood situation continues to worsen, with the waters from overflowing rivers, mostly those originating in Nepal, entering in 2 new districts and more areas of existing ones. Saharsa and Madhepura are the new entries into the list of flooded districts, taking the total number of affected districts to 16. Darbhanga and Muzaffarpur are the worst hit districts, claiming almost half of the total flood affected population in the state presently. Over 66,60,000 people across 1165 panchayats have been hit by floods. A total of 33 teams of NDRF and SDRF are involved in rescue operations, as part of which 4,81,000 have been evacuated from the troubled areas so far. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar conducted an aerial survey of the affected areas yesterday. Meanwhile, in Assam, the flood scenario has substantially improved. The river Brahmaputra is flowing above the danger mark at only 2 locations in the state. One is in Jorhat district of eastern Assam, the other is in Dhubri in western Assam bordering Bangladesh. Jia Bhorali in Sonitpur district and Kopili in Nagaon district are both flowing above the danger levels. But the good news is that the rivers and tributaries in the state are now showing a falling trend in water levels. Over 1,43,000 people in 270 villages across 15 districts in the state still remain affected, and 3,105 are still taking shelter in 21 relief camps opened up by respective district administration. Over 21,476 hectares of crop area still remain submerged. The IMD has predicted heavy to very heavy rains at isolated places in the state till the 8th of August. Meanwhile, the flood situation in the World Heritage Site, the Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve has also improved, but 50% of the park still remains submerged. And as we were telling you, water levels are receding in Assam. Over 1,43,000 people are still reeling under the deluge across 15 districts. Goalpara district remains the worst hit, followed by Morigaon and Bongaigaon. The Brahmaputra is flowing above the danger mark in Dhubri and Nimatighat. In Jorhat, erosion witnessed at different places of Udalguri and Sonitpur districts. The IMD has predicted heavy to very heavy rains at isolated places in the state till the 8th of August. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news. News and updates continue on DD News and DD India. Coming up next, Doctor Speak. Stay tuned. Namaskar.